North Dakota reported unemployment at just 4%. That means that nearly every person who can work is working. The reason for this is the development of new technology. In the past 18 months, the directional drilling process has been developed further and is now able to extract oil from shale formations. Because of this, there is more drilling going on in the United States today than at any other time in the past 40 years. The reason for this is that the drilling is taking place on privately owned land. Individual states and individual landowners are choosing to produce their energy reserves and bring great relief to their communities and the state economy. And again, the reality is this: the potential for real jobs and real economic benefit for this state is a staggering number.
The oil jobs in Santa Barbara County are the highest paid jobs we have in the highest paid sector of jobs that we have in Santa Barbara County, full stop. Also represents the biggest taxpayer in Santa Barbara County.
From every dollar we spend on domestic drilling, without taking any risk, without putting any money up, we end up getting about half the profits.
There's simply no good reason not to utilize this tremendous resource in a state that is quite literally bust and with no other options for relief even on the horizon. On the other hand, there are many others who say that if we were to develop these offshore reserves, and all of the U.S. reserves for that matter, it would send an immediate signal to the international market, and you can be sure we'd all see lower prices at the gas pump. In addition, producing California's offshore reserves would put the state on the road to energy independence and greatly decrease the nation's dependence upon foreign oil at the same time.
God knows we need revenue for California badly and the U.S. And yet we, in my opinion, stupidly, inexcusably, keep buying oil from countries that don't even like us. Every dollar we spend over there, we get zero back.
One of the concerns that we have in California is with tankering of oil, and that has in fact increased. And most notably, it's increased by the amount of oil that we're now importing from Saudi Arabia. Fully 25% of all the oil that we're using in California is coming from Saudi Arabia. So when you take off in an airplane from LAX, look out your left window, and all those tankers that you see lined up, that's where they're coming from. And they're all going into the El Segundo refinery. But we need that oil because over 90% of the oil that we have in California is used for transportation fuel.
Back in the early 1990s, about 90% of the oil refined in the Los Angeles area refineries was domestically produced, and the projections are now around 2020, about 90% of the oil refined in the LA area will actually be imported foreign oil. And so we've seen a swing in only about 30 years, going from only consuming about 10% of foreign imported oil to over 90%, making California heavily dependent on foreign oil.
We have no choice. If we don't produce it here, we're going to be importing it. And there's only one country in the world that uses more transportation fuel than California, and that's the United States. So, you know, we have a world-class problem that we can't sweep under the rug. We've got to deal with it.